Welcome back, everyone, to more Belly Dung Wrestling 24/7. And now we're getting ready for a match for the world title, not the Belly Dung Championship, but the World Championship, an unrecognized title. And we just heard Claire announce that a tournament at Thankful Beatings. And she says she's got a whole bunch of plans as to how the tournament's going to play out and everything. She's got backup plans, and she's also, I guess, made it official that she is going to face Malika for the Jewel Championship. And Claire says that she plans on taking back that belt as here comes Hawk. And I guess the board just sent me a fax that Hawk is going to be the special guest referee for this contest. And I wonder who the competitor is going to be. And of course, people know that the world champion right now is Brock Lesnar, who, I gotta say, he did a number on Latino Heat at Halloween Hell 2014. And I mean, he just dominated it. Of course, I think when he got word about some stuff going on, the one told him about how, I guess, the title was not a recognized belt in Belly Dung Wrestling and everything. I think that that made the monster even more angry. And Brock Lesnar wearing that title out to the ringside area. And Brock Lesnar, I mean, this guy is dangerous. He is when they say the beast is unleashed and here comes the pain, they mean it with Brock Lesnar. I mean, he's a former MMA competitor, former UFC Ultimate Fighting champion, heavyweight champion. I mean, he fought some of the best in UFC, and some say, yeah, in his last two fights he lost, but he actually left the UFC with a winning record. And I mean, certain things happen for a reason, and then he ended up going back to his former employer. But I mean, Brock Lesnar, who would have ever thought that you would see a guy go from professional wrestling into mixed martial arts and hold belts and titles in both? As here comes the British Bulldog. And British Bulldog, he's no slouch either. He had a great career, but unfortunately certain things happened with him. And I mean, he had a great career, but I think possibly steroids and other issues plagued him I guess they caught up with him in the end. I mean, when you do different things to stay in the business and, you know, get that look and get that popularity, it can come back to bite you. And sometimes at the worst times, and I believe that British Bulldog, his last match was an indie match with his son. I guess he was trying to help his son get into the business, and his son was in the business for a while. Haven't heard much about that, but the Hart family has actually had a lot of success in the wrestling business, and we'll see if the British Bulldog can knock off the beast, Brock Lesnar. And Brock Lesnar, he's come to Belly Dung Wrestling, but I guess he didn't bring Paul Heyman with him on all occasions, as we haven't seen Paul Heyman around for Brock Lesnar's matches. But Bulldog really taking it to Brock Lesnar here in the early going. Brock Lesnar, though, sends Bulldog into the corner. And I think this is where Brock Lesnar is the most dangerous, as he's setting up a superplex here on the British Bulldog. And this isn't going to bode well for Bulldog, as, suplexed right to the outside. And I believe Bulldog, he's got bad knees and such. I mean, he's had a lot of injuries, and Brock Lesnar just seems to be now zeroing in as Hawk is starting a count on the outside. Brock Lesnar goes back into the ring to try and break that count, and now goes back out. And Brock Lesnar, he's had his issues, his health scares, and everything else. But he was lucky that he got treatment for those issues. And I believe he even had to go through surgery, and he was out for a while. Then when he came, I think that some of the problems that he had, the health problems, are what led to him possibly having the losses in MMA and And now it looks like Davey Boy Smith might be in a little bit of... No, wait. Brock Lesnar going back into the ring, I guess, gave Smith enough time to recover from that move. But Brock Lesnar, I mean, he had a lot of health problems and such because he pulled out of an event. People didn't know what was wrong with it for the longest time, and then doctors found out what it was. And now Brock Lesnar is going to go for a spear and right through that metal barricade. That barricade might be, I think it broke. I think it might be broken. But Bulldog just got speared right through it by Brock Lesnar. And this is the kind of power that Brock Lesnar displays here in Belly Dog Wrestling. I mean, he is a force to be reckoned with. And anybody that has a championship might want to be careful of Brock Lesnar. You might want to tread lightly around him. Oh, I mean, he's got this belt that isn't a recognized championship, but he has really just been dominant since winning that belt, and he's just taken it here to Bulldog. And British Bulldog is a tough guy to kind of catch off guard. A spear by Brock Lesnar. But I think Brock Lesnar, when he had those health scares, I think he maybe put too much on his plate, because in July he fought a heavy-handed hitter in Shane Carwin. Then he went on in October, only a few months after that beating, to take on Cain Velasquez, and Bulldog with a running power slam and a cover hooks to leg one. No, and a kick out there by Brock Lesnar. And Bulldog sets him up again. Are we going to have a new world champion? A cover hooks the leg. 1, 2, and no. Even though it's not a Ballydung recognized title, it could be huge as another running power slam by the British Bulldog. 3 running power slams to Brock Lesnar, and now that elbow drop right to possibly the heart of this beast, if he's got a heart. And Brock Lesnar is just in a world of trouble here, as now Davey Boy Smith with a cross body block. He has just really gotten the upper hand here on Brock Lesnar, and now a kick right to the face. I think Bulldog should try to go for the cover, because I think Brock Lesnar, he is in a lot of trouble here. I think this is the most trouble we've seen Brock Lesnar in a long time, as he gets backdropped here. And Bulldog just continues this assault here on Brock Lesnar. And that's not something that you normally hear when you hear Brock Lesnar and you hear him getting assaulted. As now, Davey Boy Smith sets up Brock Lesnar, and that suplex there. And now Brock Lesnar, he could be in danger of losing this matchup here in the main event of Ballydung Wrestling 24/7. A cover 1, no. I thought we were going to have a new champion right there, but Davey Boy Smith took too much time, and he gets hit with the F5 by Brock Lesnar. That very dangerous wrestling maneuver, the F5. And Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog, he's not moving a cover. 1, 2, 3, and Brock Lesnar overcomes this challenge. He retains that title, and Brock Lesnar was really put through a battle here tonight. I mean, 3 running power slams. Then when Bulldog, I guess, tried to pin him, he kicked out at 1, and Brock Lesnar, all it took for him was 1 devastating F5, and he put away the British Bulldog. But both men gave it a valiant effort, but Bulldog came up short as Brock Lesnar celebrates this victory. So congratulations to Brock Lesnar on retaining that World Championship. And I think anybody that wants to take that belt away from him, they're going to have a tough time doing it. But congratulations to Brock Lesnar here on Ballydung Wrestling 24/7.